Hello. To begin, I would like to introduce the concept of gender mainstreaming within the framework of the feminist city. Urban spaces are shaped by social norms and power relations, meaning that cities do not function in the same way for women, men, and gender diverse individuals. Gender mainstreaming has become a key policy approach for addressing this inequality. It involves the integration of gender perspective into every stage of urban planning and public policy, from problem identification to implementation and evaluation. Instead of treating gender as add-on, gender mainstreaming leads to cover the structural conditions that produce unequal access to safety, mobility, employment, and public services. The concept of the feminist city supplements this approach by proposing a broader remaining of urban life. A feminist city is led by principles of equality, inclusivity, and care. It seeks to make everyday life safer and more accessible for those whose needs are often overlooked, particularly women, caregivers, and marginalized groups. By linking gender mainstreaming to the vision of the feminist city, urban planners and policy makers can move beyond technical solutions toward systematic change. This connection highlights the city not only as a physical space but also as a social and political environmental capable of either referencing or challenging gender inequalities. The role and responsibilities assigned to men and women in society significantly influence their experiences within the city. Social pressures and structural inequality generate gender disparities, confine access to resources, and reduce human social and economic opportunities. The issue of discrimination is increasingly foregrounded in contemporary reflection on urban use. The intersection of sexism and racism splits the current of French feminists according to their social origin. Women from immigrant backgrounds as well as sex workers are frequently excluded from debates concerning the promotion of women's rights or the rights to the city. The well-known false boundary between anti-racist and anti-sexist identified by Christine Delphi in France in 2006 is no longer contained to the national context and can now be watched across Europe. Today, questions related to the general nature of the city and gender-sensitive urban policies have gained visibility in the media and among public authorities. It was therefore become essential to review how the concept of gender is relied within urban policies and to envision a non-sexist city that effectively upholds women's right to the city. The city of Vienna in Austria initiated its work on gender mainstreaming in 20. By investing in this approach, the municipality managed to achieve positive social political transformation for all its citizens. The overarching objective is to answer more effectively to the diverse needs and expectations of the population, thereby enhancing the overall quality and inclusiveness of public services. The initial phase of the initiative consists in including a gender perspective into urban planning practices while simultaneously developing and implementing target projects specially designed to address women's everyday needs in the city. In a subsequent phase, the city shifts its focus towards the structural and systematic implementation of gender mainstreaming. This entails concerting effort of awareness raising, knowledge transfer, the development of evaluation or reporting tools able of implementing the gender perspective into long-term administrative processes. Concrete measures illustrate this approach. For instance, adequate lighting is an asset not only along roadways but also on sidewalks, in parks and throughout public spaces as it significantly enhances the sense of safety for women as well as for pedestrians and cyclists more generally. Vienna launched a dedicated campaign to improve lighting with particular emphasis on 200 parks identified as priority for intervention. Another high visibility initiative entitled Vienna Sees It Differently sought to raise awareness among municipal staff and inform citizens about the tenets and state of gender mainstreaming. The campaign used familiar visual symbols and reversed their gender codes, for example, modifying restroom signage to depict men changing babies' diapers or showing women engaged in construction work. These visual inversions were intended to challenge normative assumptions and foster a more inclusive understanding of gender roles in urban environments. Finally, I used the article entitled Referencing the False Dilemma Between Anti-Sexism and Anti-Racism, Framing the Inclusive City. In this one, Hong Kong and Labour provide a critical and intersectional framework that explains how gender and racial inequalities interact within urban spaces. The article is actually relevant for it deals the term of anti-sexist and anti-racist approaches should not be framed as mutually exclusive, but rather as mutually reinforcing. Then I employ the article Vienna, a model city for gender mainstreaming. Vienna is internationally recognized for its comprehensive and long-standing implementation of gender mainstreaming. This source presents clear practical examples of how gender-sensitive urban planning can be incorporated into municipal policies and public space design.